I'm no Jedi. Hello, Cheapario here. Today we're here to discuss my thoughts of the Ahsoka series on Disney+. This is the latest Star Wars mini-series that is, as of August 22nd, has premiered on Disney+, with the first 2 episodes. It is an 8-episode series. The first 2 episodes, if you were to watch them together, play like a big movie event, with the first episode being 55 minutes and the second episode being about 40 minutes. So if I were to sum up my thoughts as of right now on the first 2 episodes alone, I think the scope is wide. It is a slow burn. The show looks amazing. It has plenty of potential, but there are things that don't work and hold it back. So we'll get into that. So first and foremost, if you haven't watched the Star Wars prequels, if you haven't watched the Star Wars Clone Wars animated movie, if you haven't watched some of the episodes of Star Wars Clone Wars, if you haven't watched Star Wars Rebels most prominently, you'll be heavily lost. So that is, I'd say, the biggest con of this series, that it's like going into a comic book series and it's gone on for hundreds of issues. You're in the middle of the storyline, you pick it up, and there is no entry level into this new universe, this new adventure. You're just kind of lost and you're gathering yourself together. So this picks up from the series Star Wars Rebels, which ended a number of years ago. That was an animated series that was very good. Highly recommend you catching up on it on Disney+. But Star Wars Rebels ended, and this pretty much takes place a number of years after, maybe even over 11 years after that event. So you're carrying all that weight primarily from Star Wars Rebels, and then you're dumping in some stuff that happened off screen in those 11 years of history that it has happened in off-Screenville. So you have to take all that weight from all those other series and then pile on stuff as what you're learning in new that has happened to these characters since then. Ahsoka, who is the prior Padawan learner from Anakin, who's also Darth Vader, has taken on this new adventure. She's kind of going where she's needed. She's doing adventures. She's almost like a bit of an Indiana Jones at the beginning of the series, finding artifacts that'll lead to the potential location of her former friend, Ezra Bridger, who has been missing for a number of years, along with one of the final remnants of the Empire, Grand Admiral Thrawn. And if he is found, she's in this race against some of these Dark Jedi / Sith, these witches that are called Night Sisters, and they're on this parallel race to find Grand Admiral Thrawn first, who could potentially bring back the Empire and, of course, be bad for the universe. Along the way, Ahsoka is going to pick up one of her former Padawan learners, that being Sabine Wren, a former Mandalorian who has kind of gone to the wayside and been kind of this, almost like a teenager that has no direction in life. So she picks up Sabine Wren. She's getting help from General Hera, who is a general in the New Republic, and they're on this adventure, this race against the clock, to find the location of the missing Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger. It's a wide scope. You start off with Indiana Jones, you've got some adventure scenes in there, then it turns into an investigative show, and some of it just doesn't jive well because, again, the Star Wars series sometimes would be more contained, more expeditious if it was done in a movie, have more of an impact than being stretched into an 8-episode series. The series looks amazing. You've got these grand sequences. So with Disney Plus, in terms of the Star Wars series, they are filmed on a studio lot that is what they call the volume. That is a circular set that has almost like this green screen of LCD screens all around it, going 360 degrees, kind of containing the set. And on those LCD screens in real time, they're generating special effects, they're generating environments that are covering the actual physical actors on set, and of course the actual physical set pieces within that circle. So it's almost like being in a planetarium completely covered by a screen. And of course they don't have to worry about lighting so much because of the volume is kind of crafting this CG experience that the actors are operating in. So if you watch the series and all these sets are taking place in a circle, that's why. But it looks great. when the action does happen, it looks amazing. Again, the series has never looked this good in terms of the Star Wars entries that have come before. It looks amazing, but I think the series is still going through the learning experiences of what this is supposed to be. Is it going to be an adventure show? Is it going to be an action show? Is it going to be an investigative show? Is it just going to be a fun Star Wars show? And as of right now, it's a slow burn. It is a bit dark, even for kids that may have watched Rebels or adults that have watched Rebels. It's definitely a learning curve to enjoy what this is now. So I will point out that there are 3 Inquisitors going after Ahsoka and her team, that being this former Jedi named Baylan, that is Baylan's Padawan as well, along with a masked Inquisitor who's named Merrick. And Merrick is a masked Inquisitor that may or may not be Ezra Bridger. Hopefully that is just something that is a curveball as to who's behind that mask. But again, there are 3 Inquisitors. They're all super cool. And I do think that they add a huge threat to the story. Along with that, they're operating or working for a Night Sister who is a witch. And the witch has this map, this MacGuffin that is going to direct them over to where the location, the secret location of Ahsoka's former friend who's been missing, along with the Grand Admiral Thrawn. So as of right now, you don't know where that location is per se. They're still kind of all connecting the dots. They're doing their investigations. And it's very interesting setup. Just hopefully it doesn't slow burn up into the last episode or 2 and they have to rush up and try to get to that climax very quickly. So very interesting, guys. If you have not watched all those series, you're going to be lost in space. So just keep that in mind, that if you don't have that acclamation to what Rebels is, who Ahsoka is, who has this long history of jumping through time and escaping all these events that could have killed her as a Jedi, then you'll be lost. Otherwise, if you've watched all that, just be prepared that there's going to be a slow burn of all these different genres combined together into a series that doesn't quite connect the dots itself. So keep it going, guys. Watch Ahsoka. As a Star Wars fan, you'll be engaged with it. If you have minimal Star Wars knowledge, you might want to take a ship and go elsewhere to another side of the galaxy. That does it for me, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.